What's up, strangers? Welcome to the Wealth Game Nation. My name is Vedo and I'm here to help you better understand the wealth game and become part of the Wealth Game Nation. In today's video, I will tell you about the stocks that I have just sold and the stocks I have just bought, the reason behind it, and also in general, when is the right time to sell your stocks. So let's get right into it. On the agenda, we will look at when is the right time to sell your stocks. We will look at an example of tax loss harvesting. We will look at the stocks that I have sold for the purpose of tax loss harvesting, and then we will get into my thoughts. When is the right time to sell your stocks? Well, besides the obvious times when you need the money, or you no longer believe in the company that you own, or the company's fundamentals deteriorate, or there are better opportunities elsewhere, there is another reason for when to sell the stocks, and that is for tax purposes, which is also called tax loss harvesting. Tax loss harvesting is selling of securities at a loss in order to offset your capital gains tax, which is due on the sale of other securities at a profit. This is usually done at the end of the year. Options for after the sale to avoid so-called the wash sale rule. Option number 1. Use the money to purchase similar asset or securities and therefore maintain an overall value in the portfolio or in the market. Option number 2. Wait 30 days and buy the same asset or security and therefore avoid the IRS rule against buying substantially identical investments. If we would visualize what tax loss harvesting looks like, you can see on the screen, you would combine the gains and your losses in order to reduce or completely eliminate the tax bill. Now let's look at the example of tax loss harvesting. Here we have a scenario number 1. This is selling stocks without tax loss harvesting. For example, if you have an investment that you bought in 2020 for $5,000, that same investment you sell in 2022 for $7,000 or 40% gain, the gains on that investment is $2,000. The tax you would own for this investment is $550, assuming a 27.5 tax rate, which is the case where I live. Therefore, your total gain would be $1,450 after subtracting the tax. If we look at the scenario number 2, this is now with tax loss harvesting. We assume the same investment A, with, as we said, with $550 in tax that needs to be paid. We also have a different investment number B, bought also in 2020 for the same amount of money. And now the investment we are selling for $3,000, which is $2,000 loss. Therefore, you would be eligible for a potential tax write-off of $550. In this case, 27.5% tax rate, which again is the case for me. Therefore, the tax that you owe is 0. This is after you subtract taxes from your A investment from your B investment. So by selling both investment, you owe 0 in taxes, but you also did not make any money. Of course, if you could and always be hitting the positive investments, then of course scenario number 1 is the better one, but most of the time you will have winners, you will have losers, and tax loss harvesting is a great way to offset your gains. Now let's look at how to avoid the wash sale rule. Option number 1 is, we said, you use the money to purchase a similar asset or security and therefore maintain the overall value in your portfolio or investment in the market. So this example is buying a stock right away. For example, on the 15th of December 2022, you sell Amazon shares, and then on the same day you buy Alphabet shares. The option number 2 for avoiding the wash sale rule is wait 30 days and buy the same asset or security and therefore avoid the IRS rule against buying substantially identical investments. In this example, you would need to wait 30 days. So for example, on the 15th of December, you sell your Amazon shares, and then 1 month later, you buy the Amazon shares back. In the 30 days between the two dates, of course, the Amazon shares, they can go up, they can go down. You cannot control any of that. So that's why this rule is in there. It's also important to note that the 30-day works both ways, past and future. For example, you're not allowed to buy new shares of Amazon on the 1st of December, and then you sell your old shares on the 15th of December. This would be violating the rule because there was not 30 days in between owning the Amazon shares. Now, let's look at the stocks that I have sold for tax loss harvesting. So I have sold Nel ASA for a profit. For those of you who do not know, Nel ASA is a small cap Norwegian company that specializes in hydrogen storage and production of hydrogen from renewable sources. I have owned these companies multiple times over the past few years. I have been also using this company to swing trade because I think I have identified the right time to enter this company and the right time to exit this company. So I have done this multiple times so far. This time again, I sold my shares, and also I have sold Sony for a loss. So this way I have reached $0 in profit or losses from those two sales. What I have done with the money that I've taken out of the market is I have bought more Alphabet, I have bought more Amazon, I have bought more Microsoft, and I have bought more of an ETF in the semiconductor industry. To note here, I have exercised option 1 of the wash sale rule. I have used the money that I've taken out of the market right away and invested into something else. The reason why I bought more of the companies that I already own is in the current economic situation that we find ourselves in, these companies have taken a beating. I think Alphabet has lost almost 30% of its value this year. Amazon has lost almost 40% of its value this year. Microsoft maybe also 30%, and the semiconductor industry has also taken a massive beating this year. I believe that Alphabet, Amazon, and Microsoft are all great companies that are going to be here for a long time, and that's why I use this opportunity to acquire more share and lower my cost basis. By doing this, I got a better average purchasing price on each stock that I own. Now, let's get into my thoughts. Tax loss harvesting is a great tool for long-term optimization of your portfolio. If you look at it on a yearly view, it looks like you're not really making any money. However, in reality, you are getting a lower cost basis on the investments you already believe in. So over the long term, even though it looks like you're not making any money, you're acquiring more shares for a lower price, and therefore, when everything goes back up, you will be profiting more. My thoughts on the upcoming 2023 is the recession will intensify. The job cuts are going to get higher, the interest rates are going to get higher, and so on. This is at least in the first half of 2023. I will also continue the dollar cost average at a lower pace in the first half of 2023 because I believe the market will keep going down in the first half of 2023. At the same time, I will also build a bigger cash reserve so that I can increase my dollar cost average at a higher pace in the second half of 2023 because I believe towards the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, the jobs cuts will be reduced, the interest rates will have peaked, the inflation will have peaked, and beginning of 2024, we will be on our way to a new bull market. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment and a like. I really appreciate that very much, and see you in the next video.